Hello, welcome back to Mainichi Japan Vid, the channel that provides you with Japan-related content every single day. So today I want to talk to you about Yakobasu. Yakobasu. Okay, before we start, I'm guessing that you, the watcher, what is it called? Someone who watched the video, audience, uh, the person who's watching this video is someone who kind of likes Japan, right? That's why you're watching this channel about Japan. And you want to go to travel to Japan, maybe you're already in Japan. And well, you probably don't want to stay in just one city, right? You don't want to just be in Tokyo for like the whole duration you're in Japan. You probably want to go from Tokyo to Nagoya and then to Osaka, Kyoto. Is probably what you want to do. I'm assuming here. Not that staying in one city is bad. I think it's also an amazing way to travel. Like just go to one city and just stay there for a long time. That sounds amazing as well. But I'm assuming most people want to travel. How to travel between cities? Well, as a tourist, as someone who is not a resident of Japan, you have this amazing option called JR Pass. So JR is Japan Railway. Oh, my writing is horrible. Railways. Japan Railways, which is like the Japanese railroad company. Uh, and this pass is basically like a pass ticket that's valid for, I think it depends on the price, right? But you can get, as far as I know, up to 7 days. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it's only 7 days. I mean, do check the JR Pass website anyway, and you can ride any train in Japan. Well, almost any train in Japan. Some you still can't ride. And we're not talking about just local trains, like the small box thing, but you can also ride on Shinkansen, the fast one, the high-speed rail train, bullet train. And yeah, so it's great. You cannot ride on like the fastest Shinkansen, like you can ride usually on like the normal speed Shinkansen. What? When we talk about fast, it's more like how many stations they stop at, right? So if, let's say, there are four stations on the way, the fastest one would go just direct here, and I believe the normal one would like stop everywhere, and like it would take more time. So for example, normal time this would be 2 hours, and then this would be like 3 hours and 3 hour and a half, right? So it's a bit slower, but still it's a Shinkansen, it's fast. Isn't that great? For a price, you get to ride all the Shinkansen you want. And if you like trains, this is event obviously amazing. Now, what's the problem with this? It's on the more expensive side. And also, I think it last year or the year before, like the price was raised. So it's even more expensive. But yeah, that's the problem with it. Number one. Now, what I'm going to suggest you is something called Yakobasu. Yako, ya here is the kanji for night. Night, ko, it's, let's say, go. I'm not sure what it means in this context, but let's say it means to go. Basu just means bus, right? So, Yakobasu, night go bus, which means night bus. So, bus that travels at night. Usually, it would leave around, depending on how far you're traveling, I guess around like 10 to like 1 a.m. Then you drive around like 5 to like 7 a.m., depending on, how far your destination is. Oh, sorry, 10 is not 20. It's 22. Yeah. Yeah, sometime like this. Like it's night bus. You usually would sleep in the bus. Okay. Let me go on the reason why this is the best way to travel on a budget if you're traveling to Japan uh, and you want to see several places. Okay, let's talk about the obvious. I'm gonna compare it to like JR Pass, right? Which is, I think, the other best way to travel uh, if you have a budget. Uh, if you have money, right? If you have money to spend. First of all, JR versus Yakobasu. Let's just call it YB. Uh, well, the Shinkansen doesn't operate late at night. It's gonna be like, I think the latest might be around 8, 9, maybe 10. I'm not exactly sure PM. And you arrive in your destination around 11. I don't know, probably. I don't even think they have anything that arrive around midnight. But you see? So, and you don't have to travel at night. You might also travel during the day. And the problem with this is it's gonna take your it can take some of your time, travel time, sightseeing time. So let's say this is your schedule. If you want to be sightseeing probably from like let's say 8, right? Optimal schedule to like 10. You want to be like traveling, sightseeing, looking at things, buying things, having fun in Japan. If you take Shinkansen, it's probably you're gonna take some of your time traveling. You're gonna be in the Shinkansen. If you take night bus, you're gonna leave like midnight and you're gonna arrive like early morning. So it's not gonna cut into your sightseeing time. So that's the first reason. It's a weaker one, but it's great. Now, second reason, this is especially if you're on a budget. Well, say you take a Shinkansen, you arrive in your destination 10, 11. What do you do then? Well, you have to get a hotel. You need to sleep. On a Yako bus, you're sleeping in the bus. No need to book accommodation for the day you're traveling. So it's you see how it's amazing, right? You don't need to think about accommodation. You're in the bus. You're sleeping in the bus. No hotel. So not only it's cheaper. I'm not exactly sure how much cheaper it is. Let's say from around Tokyo to Nagoya, I'm gonna just like make a number up. It's like 20,000 yen. Then the Yakobas would be like probably like 8,000 on the expensive side. So you see more than double. But this is just guesstimation. It's probably at the very least half the Shinkansen, the Yakobas, I think. But do correct me on that. And it depends on the Yakobas. Like the more luxurious one would still be cheaper than the Shinkansen, and you still don't have to pay the hotel, so that's great. But still, might be if more than 10,000 yen. I'm not sure. Yeah, no research. Sorry, this is just like from memory. So that's great, right? You don't need a hotel. It's cheaper, and you don't need a hotel. See, Shinkansen is like you have to pay. I mean, with the JR Pass, in the end, I guess it would come to be it would might be cheaper if you travel a lot, if you use a Shinkansen every day, but still you'll have to pay for the hotel, right? Well, Yakobasu, if you don't travel that much, Yakobasu definitely is going to be cheaper than your JR Pass. And you don't need hotels. Now, obviously, this is less recommended for the older people, for the older audience, uh, people watching this video. If you're older, this is not always recommended. I mean, you also have like the very nice yakobasu with like they close. So here you like your head is in this. I don't know what it's called. It's closed, right? And then the seat like goes up like this. It's very comfortable. Like they do have the good yakobas, but then it's gonna be kind of on the expensive side. Otherwise, this is even better if you're younger, especially because, well, a night in the hotel and a night in the bus is not the same. You're gonna be a bit tired. Not to say that, let's say your bus take like your journey take 5 hours. If you leave around midnight, well, you have to stay awake until midnight, right? So already you're tired and you're outside. And if it's winter, you're in the cold. If it's summer, you're in the heat. So you're not that comfortable either. And then you have to wait until midnight. And then midnight, finally, you're in the bus. And in the beginning, there'd still like be some announcement, but then they like let you sleep and they'll turn off the light and everything. But you arrive around 5, right? So first of all, you're waiting in the cold, you're waiting in the heat. Here, you're arriving in the cold, in the heat. You don't have anywhere to stay. You're Nothing's open yet. Here too, nothing's open. Like, some things are open, but most things are not open until 12. So this time is like boring, tiring, and then you arrive here, you're bored, you're tired, you just want to rest, but like you can't. So you see the problem here. These are the disadvantages of the Yakobasu. Supposed to being comfortable in your hotel. But if you're young, and especially if you have a friend, I think this is like an amazing way to travel, because if you're with friends, I mean, you can just spend the time talking. And then you arrive at 5, especially if you're young, where like even 2 hours of sleep is enough for you. You just talk with your friend, and that's it. That's amazing. So yeah, Yakobasu. If you're on budget, especially if you're on the younger side, or if you don't mind not sleeping on the bus, and if you don't mind sleeping not that much, because like depending on travel time, it might just be like 5 hour journey, 6 hour journey, right? So if you need your 8 hour sleep, this is not like really recommended. On the next video, I'll talk about how to rest, like uh, once you arrive. Like there's this thing called net cafe in Japan. It's amazing. But yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully this was useful for you. If you didn't know yet about Yakobasu, the night bus, definitely I recommend you trying it. Even if you like the Shinkansen, if you have an opportunity, definitely do try it. It's fun, I think, at least. Well, that's for today's video. See you in the next video.